Hey guys, it's JP, and we're almost there. So we just finished this game, and this +4 brought us to 1575, only 25 points away from 1600. And it's been hard. It's been very difficult. Um, I'm definitely putting in 10-hour days, just grinding out these games, trying so hard to mitigate my mistakes. And this game was not the cleanest, but I executed the idea that I wanted. It's just the execution of that idea that could have been a little better. So I'll show you. I started with d4, and black responds in kind. This is a very solid setup for black, probably the most common that I face using the London. He's just developing his knight. He's matching his d4 with he's matching my d4 with his d5. So we both have control over these four squares here. I'm opening this diagonal up for my bishop, and I have my pyramid. This bishop move is an indication of what I should be doing for my plan. Now that he has moved this bishop out, he's not defending this pawn anymore. Immediately, and he seals that move with, well, okay, even earlier, I see that he brings his bishop out. I say, okay, I want to attack this pawn. I want to attack that pawn with my queen. I have to get this out of the way. That's why I move that pawn up. And now he totally cuts off his bishop from retreating back here, which this is a logical move. This is not a bad move per se. His bishop is outside of the pawn chain. It just gives me a target. It's very hard to gain something without losing something in chess. So, he's defending his d pawn with his e pawn, and he's funneling his pieces this way, but I have my target. And he thought a long time, but he just pushed up. Okay, well, now he's created weaknesses. These squares are slightly weaker. They're still defended by the knight, and I'm continuing to develop my pieces in a way that will help me exploit these weaknesses, especially this weakness on c6. So he moves his knight, and I think I could have played I was thinking of doing this, but he had this move, so perhaps not. This is just a natural developing move. The best square in this position for the knight to go, probably. And now he's done, because I'm even going to turn on the engine right here. Let's see. I think that was a big mistake by him. Almost +1 for me. I mean, that's not super bad, but I definitely have an advantage now. You could see before that he was 0.5, which is almost negligible, and now it's 0.1. Now it's like, okay, you're on the back foot, you better defend. I immediately take advantage of that. Normally in the London, the bishop develops to either of these two squares, but I want to clamp down pressure on here. As you can see, I'm pinning this knight to the king, and he's just trying his best to castle. And this is where I messed up. I could have definitely harassed this rook more. See, I believe what I did was I played queen over. Yeah, queen over actually loses all this pressure. The idea is you harass this rook, and where's he going to go? He can't go here because I'm protecting this with my bishop. This is the typical London bishops, especially when black induces queenside weaknesses. These bishops are just monsters. So when you look, it says black's arguable best move is to either castle or what it likes even better, there is a try to get this out of the way, but now I can put this over here. And this is just a little bit of a nuance, but I can comfortably take this and be up an exchange and just get my bishop out. And that would be enough for me to start really snowballing a lead. But that would have been better. That was not the game that was the engine suggested, which I do agree with. I do think it would have been better for me to take the exchange. Black actually made a mistake that killed the game for him. So he castled. And I played a mistake. I sort of piled on this knight anyway. I have 3 attackers on this knight, but he could counterattack that. See, this is a great example of a counterattack. There's nothing holding this knight to the square, and his best square is actually capturing one of my attackers, and that would give him a +1. That was how significant my mistake was. This whole weakening of his queen side is as much of an advantage now. See, now he's minus numbers are advantageous for black. I was +1, and now he's -1. So he does take, and I take back, apparently incorrectly. It wanted me to take back. They're both roughly equal, but it wanted me to take back with whatever. I took back with the pawn. And this is where he loses the game. Just that simple. So my idea was to take with the pawn because I wanted to make him move his knight. I thought he was going to go to this square. This is really nice for him, actually, because it threatens my bishop. Yes, I can capture back. It's not a material difference. It's just my bishop is worth more than his knight because I have this diagonal. I mean, the pawn's in the way, but ideally I would have this diagonal. But he just makes the mistake of swinging back here. And his -1 is now a +2.3 for me. And that's because I have these 2 attackers on here, and he only has 1 defender. He just has the queen. So I take this, and if he was to recapture this, I would just take his queen. And I would be up a queen and a knight for a bishop. And that's actually the last move. You could say black resigned in this position. So we're getting there. 25 more points. I'll keep you guys updated. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys at 1600.